dang, where'd our video go? Wait, I gotta find it. It's not complete. We've got so many new listeners today, and we totally effed it up.
People are like, wait, what? Oh.
Much better. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. It's now complete. It's now complete.
Good morning, Tim. How are you?
I'm perfect. How are you? It's great to see you. You were late this morning. I was worried about you.
I was late this morning. You quit. You guys, I texted Tim at 9:56.
Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about this.
I
like,
go,
let's
sir,
just move on.
Please, I go, sir, please tell me you are coming. Look, I can improv, but hot damn, I was unprepared to improv solo today.
Yeah.
Like the one episode I don't have like vibe coding, or I was like, people are just gonna see me wander on my computer at this point. I can't talk to myself.
I don't
Tim
know.
responded, just woke up on my way at 9:58, mind you. Pure pain. Are you 12? Jeez.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so I have not been sleeping well. And I just slept right through my alarm, and my wife woke me up. She was like, "You've got something." You wake up out of a dead sleep. You have no idea who you are, what your name is, like nothing. Like where do I live? I'm 14 and I've got a test due today. Like no idea. Like that is. So I texted you literally 15 seconds after that.
I love
and
that.
Here I am. Here I am. So anyway.
Full panic. I was like, all right, Tim's not joining. And I know Dan's not able to like hop on this morning. So I'm like,
how awesome would it have been if you were like on your own and you've got two cameras and a puppet on the other camera? Like that would have been, I would not have put that past you. Like I could see you doing a live show where you're literally like a puppet on the other hand. That would be amazing.
I can put an extra camera on here.
Yes, exactly. That would all work. I love how you just thought through all the tech on that.
I was like, wait a minute. I
right?
can do
Yes. This. Right. I know. Right.
That
would have been awesome. That would have been really good. Anyway, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning.
I'm exhausted because of the summit. That was a lot. It was amazing. And I didn't even have that much to do compared to you, Jen Lau, Mallory. Like you guys were so busy.
It was insane. Good morning, Megan. I know we actually have some friends joining us from the summit. So definitely comment if it's your first time. Let us know. Let us know what you liked about the summit. A lot of folks, I messaged quite a few folks and I was like, look, you got to come tomorrow morning because we're going to have a party. So TBD. But so the summit we're talking about, for those of you that maybe don't know, is the Fundraising AI Summit. And so if you go to fundraising.ai, you'll see that's an advisory council that both Tim and myself serve on. And it's all about responsible, beneficial use of AI in the world of fundraising and nonprofit, led and founded by Nathan Chappelle of Virtuous and Mallory Erickson of Practivated, which super fun little like small worlds moments because Mallory tagged me in some post and then all of a sudden like some of my former coworkers from Ohio were commenting. So shout out Charlotte, who apparently is like, it's either customer service or client success. CS can mean a lot of things, but I absolutely love how much like the small world piece comes around. And it was just too fun. I couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna actually tag Charlotte in here because she'll just find that really funny because this won't surprise her even a little bit. She was my like cube mate. We lived in Cube Land together.
What cube? Which cube? What cube were we talking about?
When I worked in Ohio at Miami University.
Like a cubicle.
Like a literal cubicle.
Okay, it is like I immediately went Borg. My brain is like still finding me. I know, exactly. I was like, of course, cube. My cube mate, the other person in the Borg, right? Hi, Nicole.
Love seeing Nicole here. Yeah. She was so engaged. So Nicole, I finally messaged her yesterday on the Summit app because I was like, you are literally so engaged. And like every time there's a Q&A, she was asking questions. Like you could always count on Nicole for like running in the chat, but also like really thoughtfully engaging with each session. And I really loved that. And I mean, you know how we feel like, she's also from Canada, which like we love our Canadians here.
Absolutely.
Nicole, I didn't tell you, like one of our BFFs is Dan Kershaw, who happens to be the CEO of Furniture Bank in Canada. And so he often makes some debuts out here in the AI for Anyone Live world. And so I was like, oh, she's from Canada. Obviously, she's going to be amazing and we're going to love her.
And he and I did our session together, which was super fun.
Yes. So tell me how that went. I got to see some of it, but I was like running your chat. So I feel like I didn't quite have as much of an understanding. Like I was just like trying to answer all the questions. You didn't even realize people were chatting because you were on the Q&A the whole time.
I like got in the wrong one and I was like, Sammy, are you going to answer questions? And you're like what? Like, so
that was literally already doing it, but okay.
I have to, okay. So I'm really impressed with that. I'm really impressed. I like Nicole's comment, represent. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm impressed with Air Meat.
Oh, Maple Leafs. What?
Because did you see our booth? I loved our booth. Like I never do booths.
Can we see it now?
Our booth is really cool. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, let's find out. But
what'll happen? You keep telling us about it while I try and log in.
Now I'm
because the human stack had a booth, right? You tell them about it. I'll do this.
Okay.
You talk.
Anyway, well, we had two. Okay, so you could put different videos. Yeah, it's still live. Oh, this is awesome. This is so
it?
cool.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, sure.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Then we could also highlight some of the sponsors too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great. Okay, check this out. So you could just have a regular booth, but if you put a graphic on it, then you could put these hotspots anywhere. And this technology is actually really cool. So I had 3 different things you could do. You could put this background on, and then you could add videos that are previewing. So like this is an AI for Anyone shout out. This is AI or the Upskillerators video. And then you could add hotspots and have these different links on there. Which I thought that was really cool. So
that's super cool.
Yeah, there wasn't a time that I went in that we didn't have somebody in our booth, and we've never had anybody in our booth because I've never even set it up before. I've just been like, whatever, it's just, Anyway, so that was pretty cool technology, I have to say. So this is Air Meat, which was fun. So if you stop by the booth,
the Fundraising AI and Community Boost team together.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. Candace and Prince were back there like scrambling with everything. So yeah, that was really cool.
Way to describe that, actually.
Yeah. And you were too. You were running around doing all sorts of cool stuff.
So Mallory Erickson, who we said is one of the co-founders, and she was one of the hosts for the rooms, and so naturally she also was presenting as one of the co-founders, and so there were times that she needed to pop out, and for the most part they had it covered, but there was a good chunk of the last part of yesterday, which was super fun. I wish I had it by me. I was like, so I'd watched a few sessions with Floyd Jones, which if any of you were watching any sessions with Floyd Jones, like he's unmatched in energy, and that is coming from me, who has a lot of energy.
He brings it. It's so amazing.
It's so fun to watch him, and so I was like, okay, I've got to do something. So I had my little, which was so fun. I think the gentleman named Matt and I became friends on LinkedIn specifically because he was like, I want to know where I can get that. And then I sent, not only did I send that one to him, but then I sent, what was it called? Like there's one that goes like, wah, wah. And I sent him that too, because I think I'm hilarious. But I also had a Disney shirt on, like a Disney Magic Kingdom, like it's a button up sort of Hawaiian-esque shirt. I was like, I've got to do something. It's super cool. I'll show you another time. Don't worry about it.
Wait, is it near you? Because I mean, it wouldn't take that long for you to go show us.
Yeah, let me see if it's on the other side of this. You're gonna have to like fill the airspace though.
I have no idea. Okay, I'm trying to think of a joke. So I like literally nothing comes to mind right now. My brain is failing me. But
What'd you just say?
just yelled, "Found it!" so loud.
Oh,
I'm glad because I'm choking here. I had nothing. I had nothing to say. Like my brain went blank as soon as you were like, "Hey, just fill the time," which seems really easy for me, but nope, it was not. You frozen? Okay,
No, really?
A little bit, but you know, it's coming. It's getting there.
I fixed that this morning, but look at it.
You've got to lean closer to the camera. It looks.
Because you got old eyes.
Yeah. It also just, it's a small pattern. It looks like. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I see it.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna mess it up. Karen. Big love. We always love having Karen here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to. This is a unique episode. It's probably going to be a little shorter than our other ones because what I wanted to do really was just like debrief with you. So I do still kind of want to hear a little bit more overview of yours and Dan's session, just from your perspective. But then also, I've got kind of like 3 takeaways from the summit that I'd love to just like get your thoughts on. Any sessions you went to that were like, yes, that absolutely underscored this, everything like that. So I want to start off with like, give everyone who maybe hasn't heard before or weren't able to make it to your session, like, what was your session about with Dan? Because we always love highlighting our Human Stack fam and like hearing more about that. So talk to us. Plus, I think your guys' was one of the like awesome like interactive sessions. Like I felt like people could do alongside you what you were presenting, which is one of my personal favorites. So tell the people what they want to hear.
I really enjoyed presenting with Dan. It's the first time I've ever presented with him. And
really?
Yeah, I know. It feels like we've presented together a lot in the past.
You can tell that I'm rubbing off on him though, because the amount of time that he told you to like buzz off or get going, it was hilarious.
I know. Yeah, no, he absolutely. He's got a good sense of timing on everything. Where I'm parked these days is helping people to use basic tools in Gemini. And so the idea I had at the beginning was to show all of these really awesome workflows and to literally show like on Cassidy how one thing runs to another thing, which runs to another. And I think that's really incredible. And Dan is killing it in terms of just putting practical AI to use in his organization. So, but what I started to worry about was that people would feel like I don't have access to Cassidy. Cassidy is not just something that you pick up overnight and start running with. And so we shifted and I made it all Gemini tools that you can use that are just found on basic Gemini. You don't even have to have the free
such smack in the backstage. I was like, he's basically just taking my bit, presenting it. This is ridiculous. I gave him 22 episodes to prep for this.
You are not inaccurate. And I almost just said, I just stole what we're doing here and put it over there. That's not exactly true, though.
No,
exactly
I mean, I'm teasing you
about it.
Because
both of us over here have just been stealing that stuff from Dan. So, like, it was all full circle. Anyway, it was really cool. We broke out, and I can give you the link to this too. But we had I think it was a 10-page sheet of all of these different prompts that Dan has put together, and we picked a couple of those, and then we had people do them. Like we had people try making the winner spinner that Danielle Lombardi has made, and we had people Danielle
Lombardi, weird.
Did I say Danielle? Oh my gosh. Danielle Lombardi. And then we had we did a deep research. I felt like I want people to see not just that you can use deep research, but you can use deep research on your information, and that's safe to do inside of a Google Workspace with Gemini. And so I think people did follow that. Megan, I would be happy to grab some time with you and walk through different elements of Gemini. In fact, that'd be helpful for me because I'd like to know where people are getting stuck. So thanks for your comment on that, and would love to. And I'm also doing I'm doing something in New York this Sunday, and I'm basically focused on in 1 hour moving people through as much of the Gemini tools, the tools drop down, just one at a time, to show people here's like, just, you don't need anything fancy. Everything you need is right here. Here's how you would use it. So anyway, that's what Dan and I presented on. It was amazing. Of course, it really just highlighted how well Dan's doing with all of that. And then
He's such a leader in this.
he is. I know, and I feel like if I could put anything in the bottle and give it to other people, it's not his tech skills, which are significant. It's his attitude of curiosity in just this relentless, like, I wonder if you could, and then
I know,
just fill in the blank, and he goes and pursues it. And I know
you can
you're
just
that
relate
way.
to
I
it
know
so
I'm that
well.
way, but I feel like he's got the context where it just comes out. So yeah, I think it's really fun. So yeah, that's what we presented on.
And like vision in Dan that I just don't know that I'll ever have.
Yeah, right, exactly. So that was really fun. The other thing that I presented on, I was a panel on culture first, and that was with Courtney. It was Courtney and Sean Olds. Did not hear you. What did you say?
I said you have the worst culture.
Oh my gosh.
And then you kept talking over it, which made it funnier.
Yeah, I ain't got no culture. I was there asking people about culture. It's like, how do you get it? Like, where do you find it? Can you just like import culture? I don't know.
Oh shoot. Sorry.
I know. No, it was fun. So it was Courtney, Kevin Samsbury. Oh my gosh, this guy is like such a leader in human design, and he's like a professor in human design, and really interesting. And then Sean Olds was hosting it, and it was
Boodle Box
from Boodle Box. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
also fellow advisory council member.
Yeah. So that was I found that to be exactly in the center of the thing I care about so much, which is how do we help teams do this? And Sean Olds said it really well. The future of AI is not about AI; it's about leaders.
Yes,
like that is absolutely true. Like that's so true. So, and Courtney's one of those leaders. I've done some work with her.
That's such a great takeaway. Honestly, that's such a great lead into sort of like my big three overview, revelations, pullaways, whatever. The first one I have written is literally AI isn't about automation, it's about amplification.
Yeah.
And like it empowers nonprofits to work smarter, unlock insights, prioritize mission impact, but not just like, oh, I'm just going to automate this task, or I'm just going to work through this thing and get it done. You know what I mean? Like it is so much more about connecting. And when we do it, I mean, that's sort of been like our precipice for the whole time, right? Like AI4AnyoneLIVE's been all about like, A, it's not as hard as you think. You just need to get started. And B, make sure it is increasing or enhancing the human part of what you do, not automating that, right? But like such a prevalent message throughout that entire summit was, and I love that, it's called Amplify Impact, which, I love my like puns and plays on words, and AI Amplify Impact. Like I loved everything about that, but it really truly was all about amplification, which sometimes you make those names and you're like, okay, is it like, do you know what I mean? Like you don't always use it. And I was like, oh no. This is really what, like everyone took it to heart.
Yeah.
And it shifted the conversation from like, will AI replace us, to like, how do we, just like you said, how do we lead better with AI?
Yep.
I mean, just mind blowing. Like it was really like, powerful. I've been to the summit for 3 years, and it's not to say that the other ones weren't amazing, always are. But this one I felt like I do when I go to conferences in person. Like I felt the power piece of it.
Oh, that is amazing.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I loved hearing Mallory and Nathan's closing keynote. What's funny is like it wasn't this like presentation keynote. It was really just like them talking about how they got where they are, what they see for the sector. Like this wasn't your standard I've prepped a keynote sort of talk. And naturally, I was like super chat warrior because, I love to blow up the chat. But I also, I put in the chat, and I mean this very genuinely. I think I said something along the lines of like, I'm almost jealous here. But what I really meant, I'd added some context there, which was, it is so clear that these two, A, love each other, B, love what we are doing. We, like, not just what they are doing, not just what Fundraising AI as their baby is doing, but like we as a collective nonprofit industry are doing, and how we're adapting this technology consistently and ethically, responsibly. And it was just such a like, wow, if you would have told me that was going to be the keynote, you wonder, like, do people want to go see a conversation between two people? And then you hear it and you're like, every single person left with the message they needed because of their ending keynote. Like, it was so powerful. I had so much fun.
I'm so sad that I missed that. I was on with a client and you texted
I know I texted
me
you. I was like, you got a shout out.
I'm like, so yeah.
Nathan did give me a shout out. He goes, Sami in the chat. And I was like, that's my guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. There's also, so the beginning of Fundraising AI really goes back to a meeting that happened in New Orleans at a, what was it? Oh, it was Icon in New Orleans. And it was it was really interesting to see this shift that had happened. And people got together, and all of us were in the room, and we just had this moment. I don't know that I'll ever see a moment like this happen again, where it just catalyzed into, this is what we're going to do. Because we had just put out, no, we hadn't even put out the framework yet. So between that
framework,
what was it? So that happened in May or late April. And then by Bridge Tech, which was July 1st or August 1st, July 1st, there was the framework was out, and then the summit came out in September. And so those two events. Yeah, exactly. And so
Mallory had a baby like 5 seconds after that first summit. Like, just
yes, absolutely. Literally like in the closing keynote, was like going into labor. I was just anyway. So I just call her second child FAI. I'm like, nah, that child's name is FAI. And
I love that.
So I know, she's still annoyed with me, but anyway, so yeah, the history on that is very personal, and I feel like this was the year that the conference actually became a community conference and not an extension of Mallory and Nathan's personality. And I think that's part of what was showing up in their keynote. So I thought that was amazing.
I think that is a great
and the fact that it's grown to this many people is just fantastic.
Over 10,000 people.
I know. Yeah.
And we had like more than 4,000 both days show up. Like, so it's not just like registers that come back. Like, to have 40% of the people show up for a virtual conference while it's happening. And I sent an email out to our advisory council afterward, because I was like,
yeah, it was cool. I like it.
And I'm like, this sounds, on one hand, I'm like, oh, it sounds so much like me. But like, also, all the people in that room are just so important and professional, and that is just not me. But I was like, this is something that I would rather have people think this is a little informal, rather than sort of written by something that isn't me. And that's a great example. Like, I wanted to make sure the human was through and through in this, because I was like, one, I know that team, like Jen Lau and Candace and all of the team at Community Boost that were helping Jen and Candace, like, they put in work. And I also wanted the advisory council to know that if you didn't have the time to attend the conference, like, you missed out. And that's a big deal. Like, that is a good thing. That's a good thing to feel. You should feel like you missed out, and don't do it again, because showing up, I compared it to, it's like not talking to people at a conference in person. Like, going to that while it's happening, I got to meet Nicole. I got to see Megan commenting on things. Like, I got to connect. The winner of like all of the engagement was a South Dakota girl. Like, I was like, hey, what up? Like, you want to know more about FAI? Like, let me tell you. Like, let's meet up. you know, like some of that stuff. And I was floored, and I was like, I need the council to know that this is landing, because so
Yeah.
many of our council are like we've got CEOs from major organizations in this country, which means they have like amazing influence, amazing vision, but they don't see the like boots on the ground impact like this. And so I was like, you guys need to understand that like what we're doing is freaking cool. And I just felt really cool I was like, I don't know if this is my place or not, but I needed to send it because I was like, I need everybody to recognize the work that was done and how amazing this conference was, like how truly like inspirational it felt. And I'm just fangirling. It's fine.
I think that that's true. I loved your email, and I think that I think this is the first time I felt hopeful about the distribution of a technology to the people who need it most, because it works out of the box if you're willing to work with it. And that, as someone who has just implemented technology for years, and I used to work, my team and I helped code the NPSP. I had a great conversation with Lori.
Which, for those of you that don't know, is the nonprofit success pack from Salesforce. I would not have known that a year ago. Don't feel bad.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So I would work with small organizations who could have that technology for free, and I would watch them struggle with it. It's like trying to fly a 747 after learning on a Cessna, right? It's just such a huge.
With those planes?
What's that?
A Cessna. I don't know the planes. I'm
sorry. A Cessna, yeah, it's like a little plane. I don't know. Anyway, it's a large enterprise model. My point on that is it would be so disappointing for me to be like, here's the keys to your 747, and I'm so sorry, but you can't afford for pilots or a flight crew or fuel, like just the complications that come with it. And AI is completely different. It is one of the reasons I'm so jazzed about that, is because you can jump in and start using it right away. Okay, I have to tell you about my favorite other session that I went to was Gene Westrick from Technology Association for Grant Makers on the future of technology for grant makers. Oh my gosh. Like our friend Heather Kahn has been telling me, you've got to follow Gene and see what's going on. Yeah. Hannah Kahn. You've got to follow Gene and see what's going on at TAG. And so I hopped into her session. First of all, I think she just rewrote the way that I use sessions. It was just such a, and I know this is like not the maybe place that you talk about the mechanics of how you do speaking, but it is something I think about all the time. Like I think about how to
speak last night on how to run AI workshops. So you're good.
Yes. No, I think about it all the time. And what I'm learning is how dynamically different you need to approach things if you have different audiences. So I'm presenting to some really large foundations in October, and and it's in person. And I love the way that Gene Westrick approached this, because she just started with, here are the two questions I'm going to answer for you today. Where's all the wealth coming from? And how is technology going to affect small nonprofits in foundations, right? Those aren't exactly the questions, but it's something like that. And then she just broke those down, and oh my gosh, my respect, like, for her was so high, because she started talking about DAOs, smart contracts, and blockchain.
Whoa.
These are, I've never heard anybody in the nonprofit sector really break those down at a foundation level, at a grant making level, for two reasons. One, a lot of the wealth is going to come not just from tech, but from crypto in the future. Like that's just true.
That's just accurate.
But the second is the actual technology of blockchain is going to be incredibly important in the future, because it's the only technology we have with immutability. You can not fake it. You can, like, it is an NFT is going to tell you this is a transaction on this blockchain, and it is irrefutable. Like, it is immutable. It is what it is.
Immutable, is that the word I really like
Yeah,
that word.
it means that you can't go back and edit. It's like if you had a table and you had create, update, but not, or create and read, but not update or delete. You can. That's why.
Oh yeah.
That's why blockchain is so powerful. It's such a weird and useful technology.
I do
And
think blockchain can feel really intimidating for folks. So maybe that's a future. Maybe we ask Gene to come on sometime and like.
oh, I would love to have Gene.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, even for me, like you start talking about blockchain and I get really overwhelmed because I'm like, this feels like something I can't grasp. Now, I would argue similarly, AI in general can feel like that. And so I'm sure I can. But understanding its impact and things, I think that would be really helpful for folks. So maybe we should.
Blockchain, yeah, exactly. And you're right to feel that way. Blockchain's not entry level.
It's so confusing.
It's a very different kind of technology, and all the people in that space are weird. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean there is so much going on about that. So anyway, that's and then DAOs, smart contracts, and decentralized organizations are really interesting as a way to move forward. So and I asked a question in that session, is this currently something that a lot of foundations are thinking about? And she said, no, I think this is the future, which is part of why I loved that conversation so much, is that she was getting line of sight on where she thinks things are going. And so anyway, I really loved her session about that.
Well, anyone that did
register,
then they can go check it out. I did put it in the chat on LinkedIn. It's called Technology in the Future of Philanthropy. And I put Gene's name up here. So if you just search, all you have to do is be registered and you can go search the replays. And then in a few weeks, they'll actually all be on the Summit website or the Fundraising AI website as well. So I do want to go over sort of the other two big takeaways. I'll just kind of say them both because I think we could talk about them in tandem. Scott Rosencrans, who obviously I always consider him also one of the co-founders. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not, but he and Nathan wrote the nonprofit AI book as well. And they taught that just released this year, I think, yet, right? He talked about governance. And I feel like the key takeaway is like governance isn't bureaucracy, it's your competitive advantage, which I think is so true. Like, governance is intimidating, but we've seen it with Jennifer Owens and the One Valley Community Foundation. Like, if you get ahead of it, you will lead the way. And any policy is better than no policy. They've got tools and resources to help you make that policy. But like, just seeing like the first step to using AI responsibly is absolutely starting with a policy, like some sort of something, even if it is, even if the policy is literally, we will use AI responsibly and ethically, and you've got no definitions and it's completely still Wild West, like you've started. That's all that matters. Because it sort of like highlights that like responsible AI practices they're not barriers, right? Like that's the foundation for unlocking really like scalable, powerful, and human-centered solutions. And it was, I mean, Scott Rosencrans always gives a great presentation, let's be real. But I felt like I didn't catch enough of that one, and I'd like to go back and review it. And I think it's been fun to also know that like at the Human Stack and our AI4AnyoneLIVE, like with our work with Jennifer and our presentation, the Unfuck Your AI policy, like we've been ahead of that too. And it's right. Like it is a competitive advantage because everyone needs it and no one knows how to start. And so I just thought that was really, really awesome.
So I'm glad that you raised that. There's another wing, and you're one of the few people who has been around to see what this is. But I'm increasingly talking about AI governance is the external way that you protect yourself from the outside world, right? That is the shell you need around your organization: data privacy, security, all of these policies, right? That is what I'm calling governance. Governance is also meant internal change management.
Yes.
And it doesn't work well for both meanings. And so I think we need governance as that external, and we need guidance as the internal. You're one of the few people that has worked in digital guidance, which is the methodology we use to ensure that organizations have the ability to put on a new kind of culture that focuses on not human centric, but human first practices. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see that conversation. I also had a conversation with Nathan Chappelle in our live beforehand, where he just said a couple of years ago, I rolled my eyes anytime somebody talked about change management. And now I'm talking about it all the time. And, he said, Tim, like, you started the human stack. This is what you think about all the time as
Literally the
well.
reason. Yeah.
That is like, this is actually so critical to understand that we need to create not just a policy, but the mechanics of shifting accountability, digital strategy, and system sustainability inside of how we do things, and not just start calling, not just say change management, which doesn't happen, right? I don't think management ever really works in the past. In the future, it's not going to work because it's going to be something new. And so, you and I have had a lot of conversations off screen about all of this, and
Absolutely.
you've got a lot of experience with that, and you've seen what it does with organizations. So I love that this is the year I saw that get underlined in a new way.
Yeah. Well, and I just think that, like, the reason change management is so big right now is because we are having to force comfort and curiosity, or comfort with curiosity. And for folks like you and I, who are just like clinically curious, that's something I think I'm going to put that on my LinkedIn. Actually,
I might do that.
Yes. I feel really cool about that one.
I know, clinically curious
Anyway.
is a very good description.
It is though, right? Like,
yes.
it's actually a flaw in some regards. Like, sometimes it's a pain in the ass because we can't get out of our own way. But there's so much about the world ahead of us that folks don't get when they're not curious, that AI is forcing folks to jump into not only like be curious themselves, but to be comfortable with letting their employees be curious. And that is that is harder for your managers more than it is your employees, guaranteed. And so we're just in this state of discomfort. And so I think really highlighting, like, I love that you pointed, like, AI governance isn't just an external thing. Like, it is showing how internally we handle everything that comes our way. So yeah, I would highly suggest.
This is what I said in the leadership conversation. We have a culture that lacks accountability when it comes to tech.
Mm-hmm.
That has been and I see this in CRMs all the time, where if you're in a for-profit and you're using a CRM, if you don't use a CRM, you get a new job, right? Like, they fire you because you didn't use it. In the nonprofit space, if you don't use a CRM, you get a new one every 18 months, right? And that has been an issue, and the mechanics of accountability really matter. I'm not going to go into that, don't worry, but that is so important to understand that this is actually critical for your next step, because technology is going to be changing so fast from now on. There will be no keeping up with it. What you have to do, like, you just assume technology is changing. You're going to be swapping out systems. You're going to be using different data sources. It is connecting it to itself in many ways that you and I are seeing. The only advantage is going to be how fast your humans can deal with change saturation together, so that you feel comfortable with the next step, whatever that is. Teams that are good at just learning to roll with what's next are going to win.
Yes. And teams that are built to handle it.
Yeah. Right.
And that's where, like, my last takeaway, and we're kind of just coming up on time, so it's kind of perfect. But my last takeaway was kind of like data equity, because it's so accessible and transparent. Like, it's the new fundraising frontier, right? That is how, like, nonprofits who get this right, they're for sure going to be leading in the coming years. And those who understand that it is about the quality of what you have, and then how curious you can be in utilizing what you have, that will put you in front and on top every single time. Like those were definitely like my 3 key takeaways from the summit, aside from like my little teary-eyed emotional inspiration bit.
I loved that. Mina's session on the AI equity project. Yes.
Okay.
Is so I can't believe I forgot to put this. Yes, I agree on that as a third takeaway. Mina's project, by the way, is out. So it just launched yesterday. So if you have not read it, hop in, take a look. This is a project. This is the 3rd year for it. And this is kind of fun. It is, I will get that to you. It's called the AI Equity Project.
Okay, perfect.
And I've got a link from her. Okay, good, great. But I don't know if you know this. I ran a broadcast from the booth yesterday, and I had never done it before. And I realized before I went on, you can't add other people to it. And I wanted people to see what Mina was doing, to highlight her thing beforehand.
Yeah.
So I ran everything through a virtual other system, and we popped it up there and had all sorts of these weird technical problems. But we kind of solved them. Everything was backwards, so it was kind of funny. All the writing was backwards. We did a double negative on our mirroring so that it like actually mirrored itself twice. So that was fun. Anyway, that session was great. And Mina is, if you weren't following Mina,
I tagged her in LinkedIn.
I cannot say enough good stuff. Mina's one of my favorites and so important in the space. So
this is super cool. I did. So the QR code on the screen will take you right to the AI Equity Project site. But Mina is the founder of Namaste Data.
Yeah.
And she's also on the advisory council. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. From the beginning, she's been part of it. And her session was really good. Check out the recording. It was, her work is really groundbreaking. And then I just got to appreciate someone who is a very, very good technologist. So anyway, Mina Das, just amazing. Sami, it was funny when you said, "Oh, we're not going to go as long as usual." I was like, we'll see. So I am like, I'm so So thank you, and I just want to say, for all of us on the advisory council, we have needed your energy at this event, and it was so evident how much you bring to all the work that we're doing. And especially, I think you and Jen really were, and Candace worked so hard behind the scenes to make sure everything was going on. You were in so many rooms all the time doing all the things. And so thank you very much for doing all that, especially hopping into my session and running all the chat, which was funny because I thought you weren't. But thank you so much for that. Always. And then the recap and then all of the puns for this show come from your chat, probably. But I
built a chat in your Cassidy.
I'm starting to look for like, what is the next one? So
well, speaking of, actually, I do want to ask everyone, we'll keep toe dipping into Gemini, but this is our 23rd episode. I mean, we've covered quite a bit. Yeah.
What?
So first of all, at some point, Tim and I need to decide when season 1 is over and season 2 technically starts. I haven't quite decided if we're just going to ignore seasons and only do episodes, or what we're going to do there. I really don't know. But I do want folks to consider, please, comment where you're watching.
Yeah.
Send stuff to Tim and I on LinkedIn. Shoot us an email if you need, but let us know what you want us to cover here, because I could literally go back through all 22 episodes and do them again if we wanted. That's not an issue for me. So if those are helpful for us to redo or expand on some, great. If not, what do you want us to show you? What tools do you want us to show how we play in? We did Gemini because it is accessible for organizations in the nonprofit sector, because it's 75% off for their business platform. And it then allows you to enable at an org level, organization wide. I've not explored Copilot
data
a whole lot.
privacy. You incur no new data privacy or cybersecurity risk if you use Gemini in your workspace. That means that you can take anything that you feel safe putting on a Google Sheet in your workspace is okay to put in Gemini. And that cannot be said about any other tool because of the enterprise grade security on it. So that is one of the main reasons. And I suspect I'm going to I'm going to advocate to keep us parked in a tool that provides that level of applicability. There's a word for it. What do you know? For small nonprofits. And again, this is where I go back to, this is a distributed technology that is available. In some ways, I feel like LLMs are a public good, and there is something that we can, like, there's something for us to keep pursuing in that. So, and huge thanks to you. Like, I think it's very clear to me, you're the reason that we've had almost a half a year of episodes now. What in the world? So
insane.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. If you want to join us right after this for the AI Upskillerator, it's where we essentially kind of go in and do some more in-depth versions of what we do here. So AI for Anyone is really that we stick in Gemini or more small nonprofit tool-based things. Your average nonprofit practitioner should be able to hop in on any episode and learn with us. Upskillerator is just that next step. You don't necessarily need to have a higher skill level, just have a higher credit of curiosity and come on in. So scan the QR code if you want to join us. Literally right after this every Wednesday. What are you gonna say?
No, do Upskillerator. Then I've got one more thing I want to tell everybody about.
Okay. I think that's it. Join us.
Okay.
Okay.
If you are running, oh my gosh. I finally have a plan. I'm going to tell everybody right now. I've got a plan coming for that sound and what I do next. So stay tuned. You do not want to miss that. And I don't know what week I'm going to pull that out. So just be watching. Okay. The last thing I want to say is the team over at Giving Tuesday is putting out some amazing content over the next 12 weeks, running up to, or 10 weeks now, running up to Giving Tuesday. So they've got a page up there, the participate page on their website, and sign up for their newsletter. I've been working a little bit with their team in the background on some of the content that they're producing, and it is really good. And if you're running a Giving Tuesday campaign, follow that newsletter, because they are going to do a step-by-step. Here's how you get ready for your Giving Tuesday campaign. And if you just follow week by week, they're going to give you all the tools you need to do that.
Here, I put it on there's a QR code here on the screen right now. I'll make sure it's on there as we do the outro as well.
Yeah, so shout out to Kelsey and Shariza from Giving Tuesday for all the work that they're doing on that. Absolutely. Don't miss that. Sign up for the newsletter, and then give that team feedback. Like, they are genuinely wanting to help. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's my last shout out. Sami, thanks so much. And everybody, thank you so much for joining. It has been great to see so many of you here. We love it when you let us know who you are. We know that there are people watching, but we don't always know who you are. If you're willing to let us know and give us a shout out, we'd love that. So let us know, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, absolutely. See you later, guys. I think the outro video is like not loaded. See? Because it all stopped because it hates me. It's because you took it away. It's my fault. Oh, yes. No, it's not. Look at the videos. You removed the videos from our storage. I did not remove the videos from our storage. Yes, you did. They have to be. Look, if you go add media source